welcome back. Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. So today I want to talk about mentorship. I want to talk about proximity is power. I want to talk about the people that you surround yourself with and the influence they have on you. And today I have that conversation with Christopher Wirth. Now, he's from noquitliving.com. He's got a podcast, No Quit Living. You can find him on Instagram at no_quit_living. I love having conversations with Chris. We've had some incredible conversations about this topic, about the people that we would have sitting at our table if we could have 5 people sitting with us, dead or alive. And I'm going to talk about that today with him. But he's got some great ideas that I'm glad he's willing to share with us. And so I'm going to turn it over to our conversation for a bit, but take a listen, and then I'll be back in a minute.
Now, one thing that you and I have talked a lot about is the concept of proximity is power. And, you know, the Jim Rohn quote, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So talk to me about that, and then tell me, dead or alive, who would sit at your table?
Yeah, I think as you know, we have spoken about that concept and idea quite a bit. And I think we've all heard, seen that quote. We've all seen countless memes or social media posts in some way, shape, or form about that. But take it a step further, and I know you've heard this analogy as well, is if you hang around with 5 millionaires, the thought process is you're going to be the 6th millionaire. If you hang around with 5 people that are out of shape, you're going to be the 6th person that's out of shape. The other idea that I don't think people understand enough is the concept of leveling up. And what I mean by that is if you're looking to improve or increase an area in your life, whether that's personal or professional, you need to get outside of your comfort zone. And what I mean by that is if you're hanging around people that are at your job and doing a good job with it, and you want to go somewhere else or do something differently, you need to spend some time and effort with some of those people that are doing those things that you want to do or trying those things that you want to do. And I think in today's day and age, we don't focus on the importance of who we surround ourselves with. And the other perspective that I really have become fascinated with is the idea of mentors. And I think it goes hand in hand with that quote in the sense that if we were to go back 5, 10, 15 years ago, if there was somebody we wanted to connect with, we would have to go to an actual library or go to a bookstore and see if they had a book. And if not, you could order it, or go online and see if somebody was going to be doing a seminar and say, okay, they'll be here in 7 months. Okay, I'm going to buy a ticket. In today's day and age with technology, you can have so many people mentor you, and they can even be dead or alive. But whether it's videos, courses, podcasts, YouTube channels, online courses, certain books, ebooks, audiobooks, there's never been a more opportune time to take advantage of really surrounding yourself. So when I hear people that kind of push back on that concept and say, well, I live in this place and there's not a lot going on, I always say, okay, well, is there an internet? Do you have a phone? Do you have a laptop? And I say, okay, do you have audiobooks? Yes. Podcasts are free. Oh yeah. So there's always the opportunity. The question is do you want to level up? And I think in today's day and age, there's such a huge opportunity to get such a wide range of information, and you can have people that mentor you that you maybe will never know, that never get a chance to meet in person. As I said, I've had a tremendous amount of people that have mentored me, one of them being Jim Rohn. He's been dead for quite a few years now, never got a chance to see him or meet him live, but he's mentored me, and he's had such a positive impact in my life. To answer your second question that I asked.
And before you go there, let me put in a little bit that I stole this question from a previous podcast, which was yours. So this was a question that you had asked me, and so I'm just throwing it back at you.
What is it? Flattery is the best form of, or what is the quote?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm gonna preface my answer real quick. I also stole that question from somebody else. I tweaked it a little bit, but it wasn't asked with the Jim Rohn quote. I added that piece to it. But the question I asked Jeff on my show is, if I could put you at a table with any 5 people, dead or alive, and you could learn or level up from them, who would it be and why? So my 5, Abraham Lincoln, Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, I believe Oprah Winfrey, a mix between Andre Agassi or Rafael Nadal. Is that 5 or 4? 5. And I got asked this before. The female would be as did I say Oprah Winfrey yet?
You said Oprah. Yeah.
All right, so Mike Jordan, Lincoln, Winston Churchill, excuse me.
Awesome. And what's the relationship with Winston Churchill in your podcast?
Winston Churchill is my great grandfather. No,
I was like, really?
I had you for a second. I saw. If you guys could see this, is this audio or video?
It's both.
Oh, nice. You were looking like, really? No, Winston Churchill he's just a fascinating guy. And if you've done some research on the odds that he overcame to do what he did in different places in his life, he's an incredible person. And for me, I think I would love to not say anything at a dinner. I mean, I talk a lot. You ask my friends and my parents, I'm always talking nonstop. But I think that's one time in my life that I would just want to shut up and listen the entire time.
And, just because we're talking about it, just share the name of your podcast as well so people can find that.
I appreciate that. It's called No Quit Living, and you can get it anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Okay. And I believe, was it on your website that I actually saw under one of your things, one of the Winston Churchill quotes? Was that right?
Yep. I have
never give up.
He's and if you can't see it, but the wall behind me to my left, I have 3 of those plaques with never give up. And I think it's just something that we need more so today than ever.
Exactly. So let's stay on that topic of mentorship for a minute. Because I agree. You do not have to have someone that's sitting right with you be your mentor. I've always looked at Napoleon Hill as one of my mentors. I want to hear how Michael Jordan's been your mentor, just because we both love talking about him.
He's also my grandfather as well. I have a very famous family. It's Winston Churchill on one side of the family and Michael Jordan. How I got the 5'11" white genes of not being able to jump or play in the NBA. That I stole that from Winston's.
That's Churchill.
No, we had a really fascinating conversation about Michael Jordan and basketball, but the one commercial that has stood out, I believe, so many fans of basketball, Michael Jordan, whether you're not a fan of Michael Jordan, but it's the commercial where he talks about how many shots he took and how many shots he missed, how many times he had a chance to win the game at the buzzer and he missed. And then the bottom of that commercial, right on the bottom at the end of it, he talks about, and that's why I am who I am today, or that's why I become the champion I am. And I think Michael Jordan is somebody that got cut by his varsity basketball team in high school. He was not a top recruited high school basketball player out of the state of North Carolina. He was obviously recruited, but not to the level of who he would become. He was drafted 3rd, not even number 1 in his class. The trivia question, and I have to ask you, do you know who the number 1 and number 2 draft picks that year were?
I did. Is it Ewing?
Nope.
No? Then no, I don't.
Hakeem Olajuwon and Sam Bowie.
Okay. I should have known Hakeem. I didn't know Sam.
Sam Bowie was a big man out of Kentucky that got drafted before Jordan. No, it was either, I think it might have been Clyde Drexler. I might take that back. But it's either Hakeem and Sam Bowie or Clyde Drexler and Sam Bowie. So that's -1 point for me. But you fast forward his first couple years in the league, he was an unbelievable scorer, but his team was terrible. They always finished, middle to the lower part of the Eastern Conference. And it wasn't until, 1988, 1989, 1990 when he really took the Bulls to the level. But the thing that people don't understand about Jordan is it wasn't until he got some of those teammates, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, that really took his team to the next level. And one thing that Jordan talks about, and I give him credit for that, is if it wasn't for those teammates, the Bulls wouldn't have had that level of success. Yes, he was a huge part of that, and the chance of without him or his teammates, obviously they had a better chance because of him, but it wasn't until he really relied on his team. And it just says a lot about him. And I've read a bunch of things about Michael Jordan, but the one thing that I absolutely fell in love with is Michael Jordan, similar to Rafael Nadal and Kobe Bryant, only had one level of playing. And I'm not talking about, never lose. And I'm talking about, he always spoke about, he never knew if a child was going to come see him play. And that was the only time they'll ever get a chance to see him play. He said, I don't know if, mother and father, save up tickets for weeks or months on end. And he said, I always wanted to give my best effort every time I stepped on the court. And that hit me because he didn't talk about perfection. He didn't talk about never missing a shot. He didn't talk about being the greatest. He always spoke about giving his best effort each and every day. And I think that's something that we can all emulate. And I think it's something that we miss the boat on, because if you give your best effort, then you should be able to put your head on the pillow and know that you gave your best effort. Doesn't mean if you lose that you're happy and you jump up and down and celebrate. But if you really and truly can put your head down on the pillow at night and say, you know what, I really left everything out on the court or in that business meeting or with my spouse or kids, and it wasn't the outcome I desired, but I can put my head on the pillow tonight and know that I really left it all out there.
That's awesome. And that's why someone like that can be a mentor, because like you say, that doesn't have to be on the court. That can be in the boardroom. That can be the sales meeting, whatever.
Hey, thanks, Chris. That is incredible information you shared with us. I hope all the listeners are getting a ton out of this, keeping notes and referring back to it, because these are things that are really going to help you to become successful in what it is you're doing. And whether you're listening to this on a podcast platform, on a social media platform, wherever you're listening to this, leave a comment and tell us who are the 5 you would have sitting at your table. I'd love to hear that. Love to hear that feedback. But, the reason I'm doing these podcasts is, as an entrepreneur, I've gone through the ups and downs. I've had great successes and I've had terrible failures. I've gone through both. And that is why in my coaching practice, I'm able to help people, because aside from different trainings I've got the experience of the highs and the lows. And one of the things that has helped me through both highs and lows are the people I surround myself with. And especially when I have the opportunity to surround myself with people like Chris and can learn from them and find mentors that can teach me, that is what helps me to find more and more success. And so hopefully these are things that are helpful for you, as we look at these things and you're looking at how you want to gain success. Go to jeffheggie.com, check out my Momentum series. It's free. It'll help you gain some clarity on where you're going and how you're going to get there. Check out mindset.jeffheggie.com. That's a program I've put together to help people develop a powerful mindset and tap into their full potential. But thanks again for being with me. Haven't talked about this for a while, but it never fails. I'm out here recording this, and if you're not watching it on video, you can hear I've got airplanes, I've got helicopters. It's always happening that way. I record this in my backyard because that's where I enjoy doing this. It's not always going to be the best sound quality, but I hope everyone's okay with that. I have people asking about it sometimes, but no one's complained too much, so hopefully that's okay. I think we got through this one without any dogs barking. But thanks again for being with me. Please share this with someone. Hopefully we can help more and more people do the things that they need to do to find the success in what they're trying to achieve. Thanks again. I'll put all Chris's links out in the show notes so that you can connect with him. But noquitliving.com, you can find everything there. And I'll put his email address in the show notes, so if you want to contact and reach out to him, you'll be able to do that as well. Thanks again, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.